Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video, and this is going to be the first of two character showcases, or breakdowns shall we say, that are coming today. And we are going to start off by talking about the lovely Cami and the murderous Vega, or as some of you might call him, the lovely Vega. Depends on your preferences and who you like, who you don't like. He is a suave dude, but he is also a bit of a maniac. So let's talk about this unit. If you've done the trial, you know this unit is good. It's not very often you come away from a trial saying that, but this unit is good. They didn't do what I thought they would do. They done more. They cracked this unit. Honestly, when in doubt, make a unit a trigger unit. Like, I think that's their new mantra, their new motto. We don't know how to make this unit any more broken. Let's just give them absolutely free damage and make them a trigger unit. So we're going to go over their kit, right? But I'm going to do it in slightly different order. The reason for that is because two things. One, their fighting spirit makes a lot of what we're going to see a lot better, and their cars also make things a lot better, right? So we'll start off by talking about their fighting spirit, right? Which is unusual, don't usually do that, right? So see here, after switching characters, increase lifesteal rate by 10% for 12 seconds. That's fine. When they're in assist slot, so +5. Pardon me. Enemy with bleed or armor break, they have a 40% chance of inflicting burn to the target every 8 seconds. It's not bad. That would be okay, depending on your team setups. If you put that on a unit that's got bleed and you're trying to help buff up the damage that Fashion Ken's going to do, that's an extra stack of burn if it triggers, so that's not too bad. Unlocked at +10. After switching characters, increase lifesteal rate by 15%. At 20, upon inflicting bleed, armor break or burn on an enemy, increase damage bonus by 5% until the end of battle, stacking up to 25%. And at 30, upon inflicting bleed, armor break or burn on an enemy, increase the damage bonus by 10% until the end of battle, stacks up to 50%. So they can have essentially up to 50% additional damage, right? And that's every single time they inflict either bleed, armor break or burn. Very important to note that, right? Now I also want to take a look at their cars first, right? So we look at their cars. Once you've got all their cars, after switching characters, the next super combo unleashed will not consume the super combo gauge. This can only be triggered once per battle. 6 out of 6. This effect can be triggered once per battle by Vega and Cami. So essentially, that's 2 free combos. 2 completely free combos. Once you've got yourself maxed out, first time you switch, you're going to bring in Cami. Then when you switch again, you're going to bring in Vega. Immediately, that's 2 free combos right away. Your first 2 combos after your main combo are going to be free, right? That's huge. Huge, right? So remembering all that, remembering the fact that they do massively increased damage if they have bleed or burn, let's look at how quickly you can build that up. So, first off, I think we'll look at the super. So this is the one that switches, right? Switch characters. When switching, characters gain super armor and control immunity. After switching characters, double the passive skills damage for 8 seconds. So let's look at, well, actually, increase damage reduction by 50% while switching characters. After switching characters, double the passive skills damage for 12 seconds. So, what's the passive? When Vega or Cami attacks a single enemy with a combo, they also deal 80% of that striker's damage to all enemies. That being boosted to 12% by 12%. What is that putting it up to? I'm not sure if you do passive or what, but it's putting it to either 92 or 12% of 80%. Anyway, huge buffs, right? Whenever Vega attacks, increase crit rate by 1% for 24 seconds. Again, that will be improved. Whenever Cami attacks, increase crit damage by 2% for 24 seconds, stacks up to 15 times. Level 4, the crit rate and crit damage boost effects can be stacked up to 20 times. Huge numbers, huge numbers. Remember the thing we were talking about with their damage? Well, as I mentioned, they are now a trigger unit, so you're always going to get their C2 and their C3 if you have them in your team. Plain and simple, you're going to get it every single time. What do they do? Well, this skill, we've seen that part, right? Vega. Strike an enemy 3 times, dealing flame damage equal to 213% of attack. Each strike has a 30% chance of inflicting 1 times bleed. So 30, 30 and 30. It's not a 90% chance, it's 3 30% chances. So you've got a decent chance of landing a bleed there. If you get a bleed, you're going to get your first stack of your increased damage, right? Then strike multiple enemies in a small area 4 times, dealing flame damage equal to 180% of attack. Cami, Sky Smash. Strikes an enemy 4 times, dealing flame damage equal to 244% of attack. Each strike has a 30% base chance of inflicting armor break, like we spoke about with Vega. You get a good chance of landing that, and when we go and look at how it levels up, I'm assuming it'll probably be higher, right? Then strike enemies multiple times in a small area 4 times, dealing flame damage equal to 180% of attack. Increases Magnificent Striker's chance of inflicting bleed by 40%. Same for Sky Smashers. At level 3 it goes up to 50%, and then at level 4 it goes up to 55%. So that's 3 chances at 55%, right? So you could land all 3, you could land 2, you could land 1, right? But that's a lot. So just with your first trigger alone, you could have 3 stacks of 10% additional damage with your first attack, right? Let's look at the next one. Unleashed by Vega. Strike an enemy 2 times, dealing flame damage equal to 320% of attack. Each strike has a 50% chance of inflicting burn. We know where this is going, right? With Cami, strike 4 times, dealing flame damage equal to 244% of attack. The final strike deals an additional flame damage equal to 105% of attack. Each strike has a 20% chance of inflicting burn. Okay, level 2. Increases the base chance of inflicting burn to 65%. Increases Killer Bee's chance of inflicting burn to 25%. On the next one, 80% and 30%. On the following one, 85% and 32%. Now, that means on lucky runs, you can max that out 1 round. If you get lucky and your 55% triggers 3 times, and then your 85%, just as Vega for example, triggers 2 times on your next skill, that's you, you've maxed it out, you've got your 5 stacks, you're pushing huge numbers with these guys right away. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. They really benefit from doing their super attack, okay, because they get that free combo and stuff. Because with the free combos as well, if you don't manage to get full stacks on your first run through, as soon as you are finished the combo, regardless of how much super gauge you have, you can instantly start another combo. Chance of building up the stacks again. The numbers these guys are going to put out are huge. You could see it in the trial, but we'll be able to see it in more content soon. But really, honestly, for bosses, for standard units, stages, these units are going to have huge usage in all content. They're absolutely phenomenal, honestly. I'm not jumping the gun here, they are super good, right? Let's look at their soul power. Increases Magnificent Striker's chance of inflicting bleed and Sky Smasher's base chance of inflicting armor break to 55%. And on this one I'm guessing it'll be 90% and what, 40%? Burn to 85% and the Killer Bee slash to 32%. It increases base accuracy. It increases effect accuracy. Effect accuracy doesn't affect base chance, so it's kind of locked in. You're not going to increase the chances of inflicting burn and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, this unit is nuts. Hands down, this unit is nuts. I don't know where I would rank them yet. They're definitely high though. Definitely high. I'm going to need to see them in a lot more content before I say they are like the best unit in the game. Don't want to get all hyperbolic and blow things out of proportion, but they are looking damn tasty. Damn tasty. Like, if I had not summoned for Oni, would I summon for these guys before Oni? For me, absolutely. I would. 100% I would. They're looking great. They're looking fantastic. What can I say? Vega and Cammy, I thought you would be one thing and you're something completely different, and I'm here for it. Great looking units. 100% recommend going for them if you've got the tickets. I think we'll soon see them shining. But yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed by both units, but we're not going to talk about the other one just yet. You'll need to tune into the next video to see that. So Vega and Cammy gets my seal of approval. Don't know why I'm doing the peace thing yet, because I'm not saying goodbye yet. If you're on the fence about summoning for them, don't. They're great. They're good trigger units. Good trigger units. And when I say good trigger units, Ken, Malagia Ken, is a good trigger unit. I'm not saying these guys are Ken good. They might be. We'll see soon. But in my opinion, they are better than someone like Summer Ibuki as a trigger unit. They are on the level of Ken more than they are on the level of Ibuki, if that makes sense. And that's just my opinion. And I think that's going to come to fruition, and we'll see that they are that good. But anyway, go for it, guys. Top-notch units. I'm down for it. They look fantastic. They play fantastic. I think we're going to see some very interesting results with these guys very soon. Anyway, I've been Hayzink. Thanks for watching. And you know what I'm going to say? Catch you in the next one. Peace.